What up? It's your boy Tunnel Vision. I'm back for another one. Hey, I feel weird. I ain't got no damn tints on this car. Should wait until trying to get my vehicle back. Looking like a weirdo talking in the car and shit. But yeah, congratulations, Anthony Joshua. Pulled off his victory against Andy Ruiz. So you know how we are. It's on to the next thing. What's that boy gonna do next? Is this guy gonna go for Undisputed in 2020? Or what exactly is gonna be his plans? As long as Wilder or Fury hold that WBC belt, I don't see him going for Undisputed at all. That's not going to happen. I see him probably going, I believe what's going to do next is he's probably going to fight Pulev next, his IBF mandatory, because the IBF is not going to let you fight anybody else unless it's for Undisputed. The IBF, they let Ruiz paid I think it was $20,000, and they let Ruiz go ahead and fight in a rematch against Anthony Joshua. And people had the assumption that they said, the winner has to fight Pulev next, but they actually didn't say that. All they did was just give permission for the winner. For them to fight for the fight their rematch. And Pulev's team was actually pissed off, and they were trying to do an appeal because in their ruling, they didn't say that they had to fight Pulev next. They left the door open for Undisputed if that was going to happen. Now, so I see him fighting him. The WBO is supposed to strip the belt because they're saying that, hey, you have to fight the mandatory as well. But I think that's more just by design. I think what they want to do is, because obviously Usyk would be fighting for the title, and Usyk is also basically co-promoted by Eddie Hearn. So I think what they want to do is they're going to go ahead and fight Pulev in a fight. He's going to, in the UK, and he's going to, keep this IBF belt. And after doing that, I think what they're going to do next is, Usyk will have fought for a WBO belt. He'd be a WBO champion, and then they would have a quote against some trash fighter, and then they'll supposedly have a unification bout that Anthony Joshua got stripped of, probably also in the UK later on next year. After that, he'll have his belts up, his mandatories will be done, and then after that, he'll probably fight a Dillian White. Or they even talked about him fighting Char, whatever the hell his name is. Or some other fighters, but I don't see him fighting Tyson Fury or Wilder, regardless of who wins their fight. I don't see him fighting the winner or the loser because they're both very bad styles for him. He utilized a different style to beat Andy Ruiz, but you can't use those styles against the likes of Wilder or Fury. Fury has very long arms. He doesn't have to force his way inside in order to get shots off. You know what I'm saying? He can hit you in the body. He can hit you up top. And then he's very nimble. Joshua's moving around, but he's kind of moving around still stiff. Bang, 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 almost like a bobblehead. Just bang, 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 bang to the left, bang, 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 bang to the right, bang, bang, left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, 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 right. That's basically how he's fighting. Fury is fluid. He's fluid. He can stay there and just move his upper body. He can, move his body to the left, to the right, bring his head over here, boom, pop. You know what I'm saying? Put his head over there, pull back, pull counter you, bang, catch you. He can catch and he can catch you from outside. He's very, very tall and has a very, 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 very long reach. So you can't use that style against him. You can't use that style against Deontay Wilder as well. Wilder, he can walk you down. And he's going to be hitting you with shots to the body. He's going to be hitting you with shots up top. And he'll stay patient. He'll wait for you to get tired, and he'll move you into that right hand and stop your ass like he did against Ortiz. If you had, and we're talking about somebody who's a southpaw, who's, when it comes to boxing skills, he's on a different planet than Anthony Joshua. He's on a whole different level when it comes to that. So, we saw he even caught up with Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury is somebody who's way more nimble. And somebody who's, way more skilled when it comes to fighting in that style. And he still put him down. So, and we've seen Anthony Joshua get touched, but even with Andy Ruiz being as slow as he is, he still touched him. He couldn't hurt him like he did last time, but he still did touch him. So we've seen him get hit, and from fighter after fighter. We've seen Parker catch him. We've seen, we seen Dillian White catch him. We've seen a whole lot of fighters catch him. Maybe not stop him, but we've seen him catch him. And the problem with Deontay Wilder is if you can be touched, you're effed. That's just where it is. If we're seeing you get touched, fighter after fighter after fighter after fighter, getting shots to your face, you're done. You can't fight. You can't be somebody that gets touched. And him being as stiff as he is, Wilder's going to connect with you. He still gets hit with straight rights all the time. He's still a sucker for straight rights. We've seen Klitschko hit him with rights time after time after time after time after time again. So that style won't work against Wilder. His old style won't work against Wilder because he was getting touched all the time with that style. You know what I mean? So it would just be a bad look. So I don't see, don't see it happening. Don't see it happening at all. That's why they needed Andrew Ruiz to win that fight so bad, because with Andrew Ruiz winning, it would have put everything into a position where we might have had a chance of still getting Undisputed. Still might have had a chance of doing that, even if he could have been slick and just went for the WBO and let a IBF, let a top rank fighter go ahead and fight for that and get that belt. Because at the end of the day, what the hell's Pulev going to do with that belt with top rank? You could be like, all right, let's do this unification. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this unification. We're gonna give you out, 15 million, 20 million. We're gonna do that. We're gonna give you 15 million so we can redo this unification. Or he fights Wilder beats him, and then he goes and fights Pulev for Undisputed and offers him an extra lot of money to do that. So there would have been a chance. It's still a smaller chance, but it was still a chance. But now there's absolutely none. So yeah, that's what I see with him doing, man. I see him taking on Pulev. After that, taking on Usyk. I see him winning both those fights. So far, I'm not impressed with Usyk at all, especially looking at his last fight. Guy coming to fight you on 5 days' notice. You know what I mean? The only reason you won that, the only thing that stopped that guy was he was just too damn tired. He was breathing heavy and everything like that. He's like, man, this team's like, man, we're throwing in the white towel. This dude literally has only been training for 5 days. If even that same exact guy has a better camp, the exact same guy has a better camp, he probably lasts the whole fight in that fight. So it wasn't really impressive whatsoever. But we'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens. But as far as Undisputed, what we wanted to see, it's not looking good. It's going to be talks about Wilder doesn't sell tickets. Wilder doesn't sell pay-per-views. Well, he's not doing Canelo numbers. He's not doing this numbers. There'll be, 15,000 people in an arena. Oh, well, there's only 7,000 people. There's only 6,000 people. Nevada says 13,000 people's tickets were sold for the Dominic Brazil fight. Oh, well, there's only 6,000. 13,000 plus for the fight before that. Oh, there's only 6,000. It's just always 6,000 or 7,000, but it's just going to always be about tickets, pay-per-views. That's all you're going to hear from them, even though they don't want to, quote, talk about Wilder anymore because they, quote, giving him too much press, but they continue to talk about him every day. But that's all it's going to be. Yeah, so that's part of why it's disappointing. It's going to go back to the same old BS, and Andrew Ruiz keeping those belts would have changed the narrative and changed things up, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to see, new things and new opportunities for the heavyweight division to reach where we wanted to be at. And now, back to the same old ish, but it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.